Alrighty. Um, Alrighty. Good day, everybody, and welcome to our first installment of the Destination TEFL and TESOL program. We are speaking to Camilla Randell, and she is a alumni of the Samui TEFL program. So currently we have the Destination TEFL program. We have two locations that we deal with. We've got Koh Samui, Thailand, and then Siem Reap in Cambodia, which is our latest training center itself. So just a little bit about Destination TEFL. Destination TEFL Koh Samui opened in 2011 as Samui TEFL. And it's on the most beautiful island, Koh Samui, which is absolutely amazing. And then we have then opened the other training center, which is in Siem Reap in Cambodia. And both the courses are exactly the same course material. The way of teaching and training is exactly the same. So it is a high quality TEFL qualification that you will get in two different locations, which is great stuff. All right. So welcome, Camilla, and thank you so much for joining us today. Camilla.
Hi. Hi, Willie. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat to us. Camilla, why did you do this? What went wrong?
Why? Why? The big question. Okay, I did the Samui TEFL course in 2017. Um, it was, yeah, I was 49. I've been living in Tenerife for quite a few years, traveling the world, doing all sorts of different things, and decided I wanted to do something a bit more rewarding and useful. I did an online TEFL course that somebody put me onto and thought that didn't teach me very much apart from how to answer some questions online and wouldn't actually be useful in a classroom because I remember how I was in a classroom. And another friend put me on to Samui TEFL, and it went from there. Best thing I ever did.
That's brilliant. So Camilla, obviously you are not in our typical age range of trainees. What made the decision that this is what you wanted to go and do?
I have no idea. No, I've got a lot of friends in the teaching world, and they all thought that it would be something I would really enjoy and would be really good at. So I thought, why not? I'll give it a try. Did the course, met some amazing people on the course. I was not the oldest.
Oh, wow.
Another friend of mine came and did the course with me, who's the same age, and there was another lady who was older. Yeah, we had a great time, and a lot of younger ones as well. And it was a great time, and it's not been a problem finding a job either at my age.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And how did you find the course? What additional stuff did it actually teach you? How did it help you now going forward in what you're doing now?
Um, well, I was lucky enough to have Catherine as a trainer on our course. The actual course, doing stuff in classroom. As you've known from speaking to me, a bit of a dinosaur when it comes to computers and doing things by machine. So I enjoy things that are face to face, where I'm actually learning from a person, which at the end of the day is what we're all doing. We're doing face to face teaching other people, and so it was a great help teaching how to work a classroom, how to manage a classroom, and then actually putting you in a classroom, which any of the students will tell you once you do that for the first time, it is one shock to the system. But I would never have wanted to go and teach in all the places I have taught in the last couple of years without that experience.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's one of our what I would say, our big selling things, and why we would tell people, do a TEFL course, go in and do the TEFL course for the 4 weeks because of that hands-on training. It's the way that you're going to train your kids or your students in the classroom, and that's pretty much the way that we approach the same kind of teaching practices when we do the training itself. Yeah, and I think it's one of the best things that any person, young and old, can do if they really want to go into the industry, to go and do all of those kind of things. All right. So tell us about, where are you now? What have you been able to do since Koh Samui? What adventures have you been on?
Oh, some big ones. Okay, so I finished the course in November 2017, and the actual plan was to go to China.
Uh-huh.
And I was set up with a company, everything like that. But at a certain point in Bangkok, when I was going to get the visas, at that time, the actual laws changed in China, where you cannot go and teach there legally without a degree.
Yeah.
I also do not have a degree, so something else to add to the list of not usual things.
Yeah.
So the company was a bit dodgy. I didn't go. I end up sat in a hotel room in Bangkok, not quite sure what to do. But I'd made a connection with a lady in Nepal. So I went to Kathmandu and got a start on my teaching career there.
That's amazing. And then from Kathmandu, how long have were you there?
Well, I was about 3 months in Kathmandu. There are visa issues there, so you can say a certain amount of time, but you can extend the visas.
Yeah, yeah.
But I got a completely unrelated job in Switzerland after that. Then I went on to teach summer school in Tenerife, which is my home base.
Yeah.
And the lady who owned the school I was teaching at is Russian and happens to have schools in Russia, in Moscow. And she gave me the opportunity to go and teach in Moscow. So I spent an incredible year teaching in Moscow at a school that also works with the lexical approach, which is a lot of the parts of the way that you guys teach, which is fantastic. And I did a year in Moscow, which was amazing, and I will hopefully go back at some point. Now I am in northern Spain, Galicia,
It's amazing.
teaching at a school Chit Chat and teaching kids and adults. So yeah, now I'm in northern Spain.
It's amazing. I mean, it's such an amazing adventure to be able to go on, and with the right tools, this kind of like happened, and with the right qualifications and stuff. And I think that on many occasions, people, they are very afraid, and they think, okay, cool, I'm just going to be stuck in one place. But with the internationally accredited or internationally recognized TEFL qualification, it just opens doors, and look at, would you have ever dreamt that you would have been living in Moscow for a year? I mean, that's just incredible.
Nope.
What did your family say about all of this?
Oh, they've always known I'm crazy. That's fine.
A nomad by heart.
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So obviously, as a non-degree holder, you were kind of like a bit blocked in terms of the locations that you could teach. But a great thing that has kind of happened is that there's a great realization that as a non-degree holder, it is completely legal to work in Cambodia, which is great. So in terms of the work permits and the visas and stuff. So basically, what we're doing is we've got the two locations where we train them. So you can either train in Koh Samui, and then if you have a degree, then you can go and teach in Thailand, or you can go and teach in Cambodia, or you can go and teach in Vietnam. But if you don't have a degree, then Cambodia is there, which is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country. Have you ever been able to go to Cambodia?
Not yet, but you're on my list. I could be coming your way because Galicia is beautiful, but in the winter it's darn cold. So yeah, I could be heading your way.
Cambodia is hot, 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 hot. Yeah, so it's wet and dry season, which is absolutely amazing. In terms of the inclusions that you had whilst you were on the course, obviously it was the TEFL qualification, which is 140 hours of in-class training by highly qualified trainers. You were trained by Catherine, am I correct?
Yes, Catherine, and backed up by Ashley when she was there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, Catherine is obviously our course director, so she's the I don't want to call her the mastermind because that might just be a bit much, but she's the absolute star behind the course and the content and developing of the course, and we are very privileged to have her on board with us. The real teacher pracs. Tell us about the first time that you got into in front of a classroom in Thailand. How did it go?
Oh, we all thought we were so. I mean, we'd had amazing classes with Catherine. She, yeah, like you said, she's a star. She's an amazing lady, and I do still keep in touch with her. She's been a big support to me, a big help.
Yeah.
Well, the whole team has, to be honest, over the last 2 years. It was terrifying. We thought we knew what was coming, and you walk into a class with 30 kids and they do not sit down and do what they're told immediately, so you do have to learn your teacher management. It's interesting but wonderful. It really was wonderful. I think we, each of us that came after there, learned something different. um, and yeah, it was scary but definitely worth doing. Absolutely loved it. By the time you come out of that classroom again, you're a different person.
No, absolutely, and I think that's very important. I mean, it's we've got a 4 week period to really develop a person into becoming an awesome teacher, and part of that is actually standing in front of a classroom. And I think by
Yeah.
having that part of the whole training that you do, you get over the stage fright, you get over the nervousness. You kind of see, oh, okay, great. These are just kids, and this is the way I need to act, and this is how I need to handle. So it can really set you up for the future, for when you are, when once you get into the real life of teaching itself, which is great. Um, I think that one of the big drawing points and drawing things for people to go to Southeast Asia is the very low cost of living, very decent salaries that they have, and then obviously with us as a company, you have that in-country support, which is great. Also with the TEFL qualification is the online teaching. Have you ever ventured into the online teaching side of it or not yet?
I, I, sorry, I personally haven't, but I have two friends. They're a couple, and they travel all over the world doing that quite happily, teaching English online. So yeah, they get a lot out of doing that.
It's very good way to travel itself, because basically your computer is your classroom, and you can be anywhere in
Yeah,
the world, and you could be teaching online, and it's one of the growing industries in this whole field, which is amazing and great to be part of in that whole thing.
yeah.
All right. So, your experience, if you have to sum it up, your Koh Samui experience, what advice do you have for any person?
Um, I'd say go for it. It's hard. Don't think you're going to go there and have a holiday. I mean, it's wonderful. The place is beautiful. Walking on the beach in the mornings, going for a swim every day. It's hard work, and you have to remember that you're going to be putting a lot of hours in. We got stressed out. I think poor Ashley, we could have given the woman a breakdown, and Catherine. But it was worth it. You put a lot of work in, you get stressed out, you self-doubt, you think you can't do it, but you can, and there is so much support there. There was always so much support. And can I just say that's another thing with you guys, with the Samui TEFL, with helping to get people jobs, because there are a lot of dodgy jobs out there, and especially in the teaching profession. So having the backup of you guys is, yeah, that's something big as well and important.
I think that the fact that we have such an amazing network of schools, we've tried them, we've tested them, we know them, and it just makes it so much easier in terms of our placement assistance, first and foremost, and then the guaranteed job placements for the guys who qualify based on the minimum criteria and stuff. So it really is, it's great that in the past years that we've been able to build that network, and it just makes it so much easier for us. So it's our incredible team in the back that kind of that does all of those kind of things. So, where's your next?
It is.
Say?
Sorry, can I say as well, I'm still in touch with all the pupils I was in the class with. There were 10 of us,
Oh,
and we're all still in touch with each other all around the world.
wow.
Um,
That's amazing.
whatever everybody's doing.
That's
Yeah, no, it's great. So we made friends and we did have a lot of fun. The
yeah,
actual location's beautiful. We made friends with some of the people in the restaurants in the local areas, and yeah, so it's definitely worth doing.
absolutely. Where to next?
I haven't got a clue. I never do. It's just something comes up. This job, it wasn't my intention to come here. I actually don't know where I was going. I was in America at the time on holiday after I'd come back from Russia, and the job came up. It was a good job, good pay, apartment included, northern Spain, which is beautiful.
Yeah,
Um, I went for the job, wasn't exactly sure I would get it, and the next thing I was offered the job, so I'm here.
amazing.
So after this, I really couldn't tell you. Whatever sounds interesting.
Ah, that's amazing. That's amazing. It's great that one can have a, a, a life like that, which is just amazing. And you never know what's going to happen, but you're content with it.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've also got a friend teaching in. Um, I've met other teachers while I've been traveling, and they're running schools in Burma, and I'm still friends with all the people that I was working at schools in. And especially, hopefully, I'm going to go back to Nepal at some point. They're wonderful there, and I really want to go back to Russia. So I'd definitely like to go back to Russia again.
Yeah, I must say, I think Russia's also on one of my lists of places to go and see. I mean, it's a massive country.
It is. It's
Yeah,
huge.
I,
I did the Trans-Siberian Railway and went to Lake Baikal, and it's an easy, safe country to travel in, and the people are great.
and the communication there, was it difficult? Was it or
No,
they speak English?
no, there's not a lot of English-speaking people there, but people are friendly. They're helpful. This is all the stuff we learned there. Well, that's what Catherine taught us. That's what people always say to me. How can you teach people that don't speak the language?
Yeah,
We were taught an entire class in Italian for the whole day,
yes,
and then told this is how our students feel. So that's the attitude we go forward with. So
yes,
yes, you can, and I'm a great believer in communicating. You can always communicate with people.
some way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome. All right. So just to close off, we've got the program that we have. We have if you want to bring a friend over, there's $150 discount, which we call the buddy discount. We're keeping it real. There's no hidden things. Everything that you do in the classroom is to kind of set you up for what you are going to go and do after you have completed the course. We are super excited to have been able to chat to you, Camilla. It is great to hear that you have this amazing adventure and a continued adventure. It seems that's going to be going for many, many, many years. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being a ambassador for us, and we really, really do appreciate your time that you have spent with us today.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks, Camilla.